Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaycee Gaspar. I'm a full-time scientist and part-time content creator and card maker. Thank you for joining me. I know I didn't announce this live, and before I go into any more detail, let's confirm my audio real quick. And I'll just wait to see what you all have to say. Thank you so much to Carol for joining me, Elsie, Sherry, Susan, so many of you who usually join me live, even if I announce it or not. So I really appreciate it. Last week, I had a little mishap with the live, which is why I didn't announce this one. I tried to change the quality settings of my video, and okay, thank you, Zainab, for confirming. And it caused like a 30-minute delay in the stream, which is why we lost. If you all were watching, it was this card, and I can walk through it today, and I plan on talking through it a little bit, but we won't finish this card project. I'm kind of just gonna let that thought, you know, get lost in the ether, whatever happened during that live stream. But yeah, I was just like, this is not the quality of work I want to put out. But after a lot of Google searching, I found that that was most likely the culprit. I am watching it on the side here again, and it seems to be doing the same thing. So just let me know on your side if it's still phasing, if the stream is doing good and working really well. Okay, well, first of all, let's just do some housekeeping stuff while people are joining. This isn't an Altenew sponsored live like last week's, so this is just sort of on my own accord, again, testing out the stream. And also, yeah, I like completely lost the last 30 minutes. I didn't record and stream at the same time, so when I stopped, it like completely stopped the stream, and so whatever was just like still transmitting via the interwebs like just never made it to YouTube Studio, and then never uploaded completely. So what you saw at the end of this was the background, and I think I had finished assembling the compass on this, and all I did was use some foam tape and glue everything down, and then I added a lot of metallic splatter. And then of course this has the little interactive element, just like that, with the brad, and the brad is also part of the Craft Your Life project kit. So this is the card I was hoping to finish. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the end result of this on Thursday. So no buffering or sound issues. Okay, great. So then we'll keep it going. Hopefully, we'll just really hope this is gonna work for us. So again, it's 7:30 Mountain Time, Mountain Daylight Time. So I hope to take about an hour and a half of your time today. And I do have a card planned for today, just in case people did join in. It turns out so many of you were going to, so I really appreciate it. Housekeeping things, there is an early bird special, special right here for Lana Tabor's class over at Altoona Academy, and it's over wax seals, and the last day for the early bird offer is tomorrow, and you get quite a lot off, right, for the class kit and the class itself, so it's total for $129. You have to use the code SEALS, Jaycee, you'll learn how to point one day, SEALS right here, to get the early bird discount. Now, if you want everything to ship at the same time, if you buy things and you also want this class kit, I understand that you have to make two separate purchases if you want your items to arrive at the same time, possibly. Don't quote me on that, but just be careful. And you know, I just don't want anybody to run into some mishaps with their shipping if their planned products and the class kit doesn't arrive at the same time. So yes, code SEALS. I also have it linked in the description box for you to check out. And then also, tomorrow's the last day for free shipping. US, you just need an order of $20, not 129, $20, no code needed for here. And then international shipping is $10 off over 129. So if you see something that you like during this stream today, I do have all of that linked in the description box below. So Okay. Yeah, fingers crossed, Katrina. This will forever haunt me. So, that was just a lot during that stream. I have my computer like right here. I have another laptop just to see what you all are seeing live, because there's like a 2 or 3 minute delay, and it was just it was giving me anxiety. And then of course it just happened the way it did. So now I know, and we'll probably just keep encountering different things as we go on. So okay, the things I want to showcase today are from the September release, so this month's release from Altenew. And yeah, I just wanted to create a lot of texture on a card. There's so many wonderful fall themed items in the Altenew release for September 2025. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. It looks like 18 of you have joined, and honestly, that's plenty for me. I was afraid that I was going to be doing this alone. Because yeah, I really wanted to see the quality of the stream. So let me know. I'm trying to manage so many things around me right now as I'm crafting, as well as the quality of the stream, because I don't want to deliver bad product as we're going through. So okay, let's get started. So overhead, here we go. Alrighty. Ooh, cat hair. So the first thing I'm going to grab is this item right here. This is the Essential Textures Fine Wood Grain Press Plate. And if you know anything about Spellbinder's press plates, is that they are also foilable. So truly versatile product. If you don't have a foiling machine, I'll show you a way that you can add texture and some nice shine right now. So I have a panel of, it was mocha cardstock. Yeah, any dark brown cardstock will do. And this is the press plate right here. This is a 5x7 inch press plate. There is another wood type press plate that's A2, and it has like the wood palette look to it. Equally as stunning, but that one's 4¼ by 5½, or just slightly larger. This one's 5x7. So a lot of you international crafters who make larger format cards just by default, that's just the sort of paper that you have internationally. This plate will surely cover an entire panel for you. So let's just remove that. And I'm going to set up my BetterPress system. That was loud. I am sorry if that was so loud. And on my BetterPress plate, I like to set up my plates not so much with like a tape, but I use Altenew's tape runner to do this. So, and thank you to those of you who are just now joining. We just started, so I hope to finish at about 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Hopefully I won't run any later. But anyway, I'm aligning my panel, which I trimmed down to 4¼ by 5½. And I'm aligning it onto the magnetic chase for my BetterPress system. And you'll see I have a little tape runner right here on the back of my mocha panel. Just like that. Okay. Then on my platen, I'll use that tape just to pick up my cardstock and press down on that so that it's positioned like that. And then I'll align the press plate to the magnetic chase. Let me just make a quick adjustment to my camera. It's like really trying to focus on some things. Okay. Okay. And then there are some new metallic pigment inks from Altenew. So I thought bronze on top of this mocha cardstock would look nice. So we're going to give it a try. And if you don't have the foil system, again, this is just a different way to add shine to your card bases or your cardstock. So just like any ink that you would use with your BetterPress system, I'm just going to apply this to the press plate. Just trying to get good coverage all around. And if this isn't perfect, that's really not my concern on this card. This is my background, so I don't want to spend so much effort on trying to get this perfect. I just want like this nice shiny texture to the background to oppose what I have planned for the foreground. I'm glad you like them, Katrina. When Spellbinders came out with the BetterPress system, I was ecstatic, right? I couldn't wait to get my hands on them. I thought it was such a cool concept. And then once we learned that we could foil with the BetterPress plates, it just really elevated everything, right? So you could use it with the Altenew foils, you could use it with the Spellbinders foils. It was just so easy to use and such a great way to add texture and shine. And you don't even have to use the Spellbinders cotton cardstock panels, which I thought was awesome, because then you could use your Altenew Crafty Essential cardstocks, any of your favorite cardstocks, watercolor paper. Of course, you're going to get the best impressions on the cotton card panels, but yeah, it was just so truly versatile. So after applying bronze pigment ink to the press plate, I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. And if you haven't used the BetterPress system, you just run it through your die cutting machine like you would any other sandwich, regular die cut sandwich. Sorry, without the die cut sandwich is what I mean. So you just take out your plates, and this whole thing is what you use in your Spellbinders machine. And I have the original 8.5-inch platform for the platinum. And then we should end up with a little shine on this cardstock. So honestly, I haven't done this yet, so I'm kind of a little shocked that it turned out as well as it did. So pigment ink, you've got to let it dry, so that's why I also did this first. So yeah, I'm gonna set this whole thing off to the side, and then I'll clean it later. But yeah, again, that's the card panel. Just look at that. That's bronze on top of mocha. So cute. Already, it's too hot. So the next thing I will grab is the focal element for the card. And what I have now is the fresh Pears layering dice set. Hopefully, let me know in the comments or in the live chat if you're familiar with the Creative Cuts system. Altenew's Creative Cuts is a monthly subscription, just like Build a Garden, Craft a Flower, Mini Delight, not stencil art because that's bi-monthly. I'm missing some. Craft Your Life Project Kit. Again, a monthly subscription, but what sets this apart as from the Craft a Flower die sets is that the Creative Cuts is like not floral themed, right? So they've ranged from doves, I think doors, layering doors. What were some other really great ones? I regretfully, like, I want them whenever they release them, but I just don't have the time to make with them. So then I have to let somebody else have them, right? But yeah, this time it's Pears, and it's just so cute. This is one example. I won't be using this on the card. I actually had this left over on the samples that I gave to Altenew. But one of the layering images creates this like cut open pear. So cute. And then if you assemble the image according to the layering guide, then you can get this whole complete branch, which is not what I'm doing because, you know, I just don't want to have to follow the directions live and create something different for you all. All right. Oh yeah, Kathy, so you did grab the doors, yeah. And again, they monthly, so they vary. Right now you can, and oh, the nice thing about the subscription is that you can, when you subscribe, you get it at a discount and it guarantees your stock. So that's the nice thing. And there is some flexibility with your Creative Cut subscription if you ever think about it. But right now, like, because we have exhausted the period of the subscription, this is available at full price over at Altenew. You can still use that free shipping code that I mentioned to get this. But yeah, by subscribing at the discount as well. And you can see what next month's, what October's is in the description box. It's if you click on the Creative Cuts link and then go to the Creative Cuts subscription page, you can see a preview of what October's looks like. So it's exciting. Anyway, oh my goodness. We're not, I don't want to take all the time today, right? But I'm still trying to watch the feed. I really want to make sure that what happened last week doesn't happen this week. Okay. So again, I did plan a little bit. I cut a few pieces ahead of time. This one I used colored cardstock, Altenews Crafty Essentials cardstocks to cut some of these. And honestly, for my sample, I followed the exact same color scheme as, where was it listed? Oh, right here. Because it was just perfect the way it worked. But today I'm going to try something different. I kind of wanted more of that like green pear and not so much of like the yellow pear. So that's what I have here on my Spellbinders tray, is a few items that I want to cut or want to color with my inks. So first I will just take off the pear elements themselves. Oh, let me bring it back so I can reference the layers. Kathy, maybe I'm biased because, you know, it's fall and I just have an affinity for autumn. But I always think like the releases around this time, and also October's my birthday month. Hello Libras, like so I just feel biased. Like I feel like everything in October, September, November is just absolutely great. So anyway, let me set aside the floral elements. I think I will need the stems for this. The seeds are also on the same die cut plate for easy cutting, but I won't use it for this project. And then I've got my 9x12 sticky mat grid just to hold everything down as I ink blend. And I'm looking at the layering guide. So I have my triangle piece here. I didn't cut the B1 stem. Sorry, let me bring this in just a little bit. I'm just layering these two images here. So B1 had like a leaf stem to it. I didn't cut it. So we'll just move on to B2 and we'll do something else. B3, B4, and then B5. Is it this one? Nope, it's this one. B5. And then A2, oh, I'm sorry, A1, which is the key. This one, right? Focus. There we go. I'm going to start with that keyhole. That's A1, A2, A3, and A4. I think this one was for the open pear, which I showed earlier. So don't need that one. Set that off to the side as well. Oh, I will need this one. This is what hides the, or it goes on the front, so it looks more like forward on the pear. Okay, anyway. So then the color scheme I want to use is from Mediterranean Glow Fresh Dye Ink Set. So it's Honeydew Glow, Antique Olive, Olive, and Sugar Kelp. These ones here. And I'm going to just paint what kind of feels good on this. I don't have any sort of method, I guess, for this. I just like watercolor, though, I will start from lightest to darkest. And what I'm noticing on the alignment guide for the A images, which is the keyhole, and then the B images, which is the isosceles triangle, is that these highlights go on top. It's, for me, like the craft of flower layering and inking is much more intuitive. Maybe I've had a lot more practice with using it, but the craft of flower, I kind of have to think a little bit with how I want to apply ink. So I kind of like study the alignment guide to see what darker layers go in the back, what lighter layers go in the front. Sometimes that's not always the case. With the case of the Dove Creative Cuts, Doves in Flight, I don't remember the exact name or if it's still available, but you know, that one you could get away with not coloring any of the layers, except for, of course, like the beak and the feet element, claws. But this time, just to get that 3D effect and that curved effect of the pear, I just feel like I had to really look at the alignment guide to see the sample and see where everything like sort of aligns as far as the color palette goes. So let's see, I applied a rough layer of Honeydew Glow. Maybe I'll make this a little bit more solid with a large ink blending tool. A3, which is this one. It could be a little ghost. You know, actually it came out with little seeds that I'm not using on this project. There you go. Oops. All right. So that's Honeydew Glow. I've got a base of that. Let's move down to Antique Olive. I'm going to get a different mini ink blending tool. And this is where I'll start applying like the depth and roundness to these layers. So I have a feeling this will curve away from me, right? So I'm applying a form shadow to this. I think that's what it's called, like the curvature of your face. Like you don't get a shadow as if like the sun is shading you from, the trees are shading you from the sun. It's more like a curvature sort of thing, I think is what a form shadow is called. Or what I'm referring to, I mean. And this is Antique Olive again. So places like the bottom here, where the top of the pear meets the stem, I feel like there's a curve there. Also on this detail layer, put a little bit of depth here. It looks good, I guess. Moving down, this is Olaf. Sort of accentuating these curves on the pear. It looks much darker on camera than it is in front of me. It's the nice thing about these fresh dye inks, and sort of like watercolor too, you kind of just like have to let it dry back and then you'll see the true color of it. But that's why I like to go pretty intense and heavy-handed right away, because eventually it dries back really nice. I'm gonna do a quick dry fit just to see what that looks like. I feel like I'm losing a little bit of definition between those two layers. So I'll use sugar kelp, this one right here, to separate the A2 and B2 layers. Oh, sorry, A2 and B2 layers. This is the darkest ink. Create that nice shadow right here on the side. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I feel like this on top of that dark brown cardstock is going to look really nice. Let go. Just a little bit on these. Okay, let's see the quality of the stream. Okay, we're still looking okay. Yep, that's good. And that's good. Okay. So just to add a little bit of that brightness and pop to this, I do want to, I saw reference images of like these dark green pears with that nice red like variation to it. I don't know what it's called, but I just was like, I have to incorporate that somehow. So then the color I picked was from Golden Sunset, and it is Snapdragon. Where did you go, Snapdragon? I think it's Golden Sunset. I know I linked to it correctly in the description box. I wanted like a yellowish, yellow orange. Yeah, Golden Sunset. So I can't take this color away. So I'm trying to be really careful about how I build this. Perfect. Okay. Love that. Okay. I want a little bit more, just a little bit more red. I feel like that's quite not it, or not quite it. I don't think I linked to this next ink on here. Oh, it's so good to hear that so many of you like this pear set. That's so exciting. Yeah, I just think it's really nice that Altoona has come up with something like else, right? And that's why I love the Creative Cut subscription. Craft Your Life Project Kit, also great. I mean, I love a variety of florals as well, but it's just nice sometimes to grab something else. Oh, was there a question that I missed? I hope not. Sorry if I did. Let me know. Okay. Oh, more red. Let's see. I want to use... I'm trying to think of like a reddish orange, more red. Let's try crimson. Red and green are opposite on the color wheel. I don't want to end up with brown, because we don't want any rotten fruits. Okay, that's it, right? Just maybe a little here. So Nicole, my first iteration, I think I based more on Korean pears. Um, I don't know, I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. So, and thank you, Coral Red. Is that what I ended up using? Oh yeah, see, I was looking at Coral Red too. If I don't know why, I thought it was a little just too pink for what I wanted. I wanted that like I don't know, that just like ruby, but crimson would have been it for me is what I was really thinking, like a reddish orange, but like on that deeper level. Um, and then on dry fit, you can see clear, distinct, right? You can see distinction between all these layers. So that was really my goal. So yeah, what time is it? Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. Um, I think we still have a little bit of time because all we've got to do is really glue everything down, ink blend a little bit more for other elements, and then I already made the sentiment. I didn't want to have to do that on camera. Um, let's see. I just want just a little something else on here. So I used Honeydew Glow. That's just the base of that. Just a little touch of Antique Olive right at the edge. Oop. Just so that there's a little transition, just like that. Okay. Let me just put these away real quick. Look through the comments that you're leaving. I appreciate it. Oh, how did we go from 18 to 35 real quick? Thank you for joining me. Again, I didn't announce this live because I'm trying to test assets from last week. I like tried to make it. I don't know if you all are like tech savvy or know anything. I know nothing about this bitrate business, but I tried to bump up the bitrate like way beyond what my internet could handle, and I thought, yeah, higher bit rate, higher quality, right? It's not the case. I ended up losing like the last 30 minutes of the stream because of it, but now I know. Did you miss the red on the top right one? Are you talking about this one? I'm thinking this layer is on top, right? And I still want separation of all these layers. So, you know, this one is behind this one, so this one is brighter. So I didn't want to add the red to this one. I added a little bit here just to give that much more dramatic feeling to that, but I don't know. I just wasn't trying to be so exact. I'm saying that, but what am I doing here? So, but yeah, I did leave off the crimson ink on this layer. And just, you can see now there's like a little separation. So yeah, okay. Oh my goodness. What do I do? Should we glue these layers together? I think it's okay, right? How often do I go live? Linda, I said I was not gonna go live almost every Wednesday. But that seems to be the case. So I usually go live Wednesday. I work full time. So Wednesday, like 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time seems to be the most comfortable time for me. Just in case I do have to do any prep work beforehand. That just happens to work. I don't like doing stuff on the weekends. Because again, I work full time. I try not to dedicate too much of the time to do that because I do other things for content creation as well. So sometimes I'm having to film on the weekends or create like design team project samples. So yeah, Wednesday after work, I just feel like it's a good time. Wednesday. So I appreciate you joining me, Linda. Hopefully this time works for you and all the future times. So yeah, just anticipate Wednesday, 7:30. Of course, of course. Love the pair icons on the description page. You know, I had to put that emoji in there. Why wouldn't I, Wendy? Okay, layering. So, again, the craft of flowers, right? To me, they're like much more intuitive. I always have to reference the layering guide on the Altenew packaging. So I'm just going to keep this close by. I'm going to start with A, layers of images. So it's these ones down here. And you're probably just going to see the top of my head the whole time. Starting with this layer. Oh, and I've got it arranged on my sticky mat grid already in order that the order that I'm supposed to glue it down in. So I just have to align the keyhole to the pear. So that's A1, A2. I feel like it might be easier for me to just inlay this now. A3. Hi again, Rosie. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully we have a nicer stream this time. I did notice a lot of you from Australia are joining me at this time. I'll have to look up the conversion as far as what time it is over there. Oh yeah, and I definitely use, these are the Altenew Crafters Essential Tweezers. I have the reverse ones, these ones, from Scrapbook, and I find that those are easier for, like, if I'm doing multiple things at the same time, but otherwise I just use my little tweezers to hold everything down. And then this image goes on top of the stem. Noon at Melbourne, okay. And it's Friday for you all. Yeah, you all are ahead. Yeah. Jaycee, come on, you know this. But thank you for letting me know, Catherine. It's perfect. Yeah, and that's another thing too, Mary. Like Mary mentioned, if you hit the bell icon when you subscribe to my channel, you do get the notifications when I go live. And of course, I subscribe to my own channel too. So when I hit the go live button, you actually get an email that I'm live. So I try not to start right away. That's why I have that 2-minute countdown before getting started, just so that it gives you an opportunity to either log in on your phones, find my channel. If you like to watch on your TV, then you can join on the TV. But yeah, generally the format is the same. Thursday. What's today? Today is not Thursday for me. That's why. It is Wednesday. I wish it was Thursday. Actually, I wish it was Friday. Anyway, goodness gracious, thank you all. Let's see. Okay, so I did the A1. Wow, why did I take it off camera? It's right here. So that's that little pear. Let's make another one. This is the triangle image. I'm just going to do what I did last time, which is inlay this one. I don't know, it just makes the most sense to me right now. Here we go. And I can glue this on top. There was another die set like this. I don't know if it was a creative cut. It might have just been a regular die set that Altenew released. They did apricots. And between the layers, I applied foam tape. Just a different perspective, like a thinner foam tape, just so that all of the layers had like height variation as well. So this one was supposed to have a branch layer where you can align the stem onto. We're just gonna guess and see what happens. Wishing the week away. Really, I'm wishing the work week away. Thank you all for joining me. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you. I didn't realize. Okay. Here are the 2 pairs. Love that. Okay. I'm not quite done with this dice set yet. So let me move those off to the side on my tray. I guess while this is still fairly dark, I'm just going to ink blend on some leaves. So all the leaves come on the same die plate. Excuse me. Which is this one. So fun. And the nice thing about the Altenew dies as of recently is that they're on a clear acetate sheet, so you can take it out and reference the images on the back. So much better. I just love the innovation of that. But what I did, and what you're meant to do, is layer everything so that you get this nice branch image, just like shown on the front. So this is the completed layering if you follow the layering guides through. But I'm kind of just feeling like something different, so I just cut the leaves from this, and I'll end up trimming the images just for a variation. Let's see. Let's just grab sugar kelp. And I'm just gonna deepen bases of leaves just to give this a little bit more, I don't know, roundness, I guess, like dimension. It feels good. I don't know. Definitely at the base of the leaf, and then maybe along one side, just so that it looks like, instead of the leaf being like a palm, like a hand, like it's got some sort of curvature to it, right? So then you can see already just with my hand, like there's like a shadow here and a shadow here. That's all I gotta think about when ink blending on these leaves. And just by adding that little bit of depth, it just drastically changes, right, the form of the leaf. What do your, so let me just grab the whole set real quick and show you what the tops of the my ink blending tools are. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I used to trace the outline of the die on the packaging. Let me just show you this real quick. When you remove the die, there's an outline or a silhouette of where the shape goes. So now there's not really any guessing where it goes when you remove all the dies. But yeah, the same thing. I used to like rip the dies, and you would not ruin the packaging, right? But it was never as perfect. But it's nice now. It works so much better than before. Let's see. Let's get my ink blending tools. So I graciously have a lot of ink blending tools from Altenew. A few of them have been sent. I did purchase some at the beginning of my time with them, but I have it in the 40 ink blending tools storage set, and I have them arranged by, and I'll go down the line. It's red, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, blue, violet, violet. And that like essentially covers the entire color spectrum from Altenew. Oh shoot, I thought I was showing colors I wasn't supposed to yet. I just had my heart just sank a little bit. But these are now out, so these colors are now out. So platinum, silver, bronze. I have an embossing one here. Black, white, sorry, let me move this up. Black, white, rose gold, gold. So like the enchanted gold pigment ink, not the round ink pads. These are all warm browns, cool browns. Yeah, warm browns, cool grays, warm grays. and then I just explained everything else. So that just happens to work for me, right? I know Altenew also sells the toppers for these, but because I'm constantly crafting and going, like this is just how it works for me, and I don't have to clean them because I keep them within the color family. I used to be very particular, like the red, like just the way the ink storage was, the way I have my inks organized. I just have it on that spinning carousel one, but this just happens to work for my crafting purposes and how I like to organize my ink. So again, 40 ink blending tools is what you can hold in this little set here. There is room to expand just based on how I organize. Maybe there'll be more of the metallics. I don't know. Like, I don't know yet. But yeah, there is room to expand. So yeah. And did I make those labels? Oh, I did make them. I made them with my Cricut. I just used like the circle image, whatever font. And then I just created a gradient of colors to match the tops, just so you know this is lightest value, darkest value. And then the print and cut feature to cut them out. That's all. So many tutorials on YouTube from the Cricut people, like the people who do that, you know, forever and ever, you know, with their talent that I don't have. And they quickly show you how to do that. Alrighty. Well, I guess I gave some time for the leaves to dry, so we'll just set these off to the side. Do the bristles get affected if they're stored that way? Are you talking about with the bristles down? I know people store them with the bristles up. Then I can't really see my labels. But for me, it doesn't... Let me just show them again real quick. Since you're asking, I appreciate you all asking so that I'm just not so alone talking to the ether for no reason. When I put them in the slot that they go in, the O is a bad example. Let me try the Y. So let's say I'm doing the Y, this darkest yellow. I kind of put it in and I give it a twist so that the bristles like don't fold up, right, and catch the lip. But for the most part, like I don't have any issues with these bristles bending up, so... this one bends up a little bit, but oh well. That's what I have to say about that. Like it just is what it is. Thank you for your questions. I appreciate it. Okay. I know, I just need a way to store the detailed blending brushes, so the thinner ones. I have them still in their containers for the most part, but it's not really useful, right? Gotta find a different way for that. I'm thinking how do I use like software to do that, so. Of course, and thank you for asking. And thank you all for joining me. Again, I don't know how many times I'm gonna keep saying that because I appreciate it. Okay, so I did the leaves and the pears themselves. One of the last images in this die set. We're almost at an hour, so I appreciate it. Pencil cases. That's a good point. I guess if we put that in the universe, right, maybe they'll come up with a storage solution for that. I do have like, since we're on the topic, I do have like this sort of pencil case for my Faber-Castells. So I feel like this could work. I don't know. That's a good thought. I never really thought of that, just getting another one of these for that. I wonder if they're tall. I'm gonna have to test that later. Alrighty. Let's see. So I've got these smaller flowers. I don't think the order of these really matter, so I'm just gonna kind of do whatever. So I know this is the first layer. And then these end up being the centers. Same with this one. There's like an L and like a T shape to these. Oh, and then these. Oh, these ones. And then the centers. Bam. And bam. Okay. Yeah, I just felt like leaving the flowers mostly white on these. Are the minis double-sided? They are not. It's just like this. I love how short your color pencils are. Thank you. I just did a project for the Simon Says stamp, like Alter New collaboration, the one that came out on September 10th. So that I just recently used the Faber-Castell pencils. I think I still have the card. Pause. This one. Just some fun coloring. Is this sold out? Usually, right? Because once these go, they're gone, right? Let's see. Why did I put away the layering guide? I need it. Okay, so the T, let's start with the L. The F grouping of images. So, kind of helps to orient everything, and like, if you just look at the alignment hole in the center, really helps getting everything lined down or lined up. I keep thinking it's my cat. Can you hear him? I love that. Can you guess what color the cat is that's meowing? Just using a little bit of glue. Oh my, small pieces like that. Okay, love that. And then, oh, the center. Should I color these? Let me just do that real quick. Oh, that's the wrong one. Not that one. I need this one. And this one. Switch these. I'm gonna grab an Alter New Artist marker just to add little details to the anthers, the little pollen pieces of the flower. And the color I'll use is, what will I use? Could you hear him now? I have the microphone all the way over here. I just grabbed a light green, so we'll just do Parrot. Best way to get rid of die cut hairs. I've heard people ask that question on other people's channels, and I wish I had a good answer. I just kind of let it happen. The little like pieces, the little fuzzies that happen when you die cut. If it's there, it's there. Otherwise, I just use my fingers and I remove them. I'm a cat whisperer. I have 4 cats, and they're just wonderful. I don't know what else to say about that. Let's see. I'm just gluing these down. Someone said a toothbrush. Oh, you know what I did for a moment? Speaking of toothbrush, I had like a blending tool I wasn't using, and I did the same thing where I would just sort of like rub the little hairy pieces, I guess, of the die cut off. But then I let it go. I don't know. I didn't do anything else after that. My cat who's talking, he's just an orange boy. I was hoping like the loud context clues would give that away, but I guess like Maine Coons are also really loud. I guess they're all really vocal if I guess if you train them that way, right? But yeah, my orange boy, he's a talkative one. And I would love to let him in here, but I can't watch him. I'm just kidding. He's pretty well behaved. Of course, until I'm doing something like this, then he's not. Okay, there's that one. And then quickly layer up this other one. Oh. Just little dots on these anther pieces. Alcohol-based markers do stain your stamp wheel. Your sticky mat grid. So just be careful. If you repeat this on your own, I know you're probably seeing me do this, but just a warning. There, and one more. Persistent is right. Sorry, I'm just reading through what you all have. Okay, so it looks, we're just not going to jinx it, but right, the video quality is looking much better than last week for those of you who graciously sat through that. And hopefully audio is still okay. I have a fan going on in here. I was afraid that the audio from the fan was going to get picked up by the microphone. Okay, so there's 2 flowers. And here's all of those pieces. Okay. Yeah, and I've also said the same thing to Linda, is like, don't use alcohol on your silicone surfaces or any of your photopolymer surfaces. So, but here I am using an artist marker, so just to apply little dots, and you can see them on here. They might come off, they might not. Just a warning on that. Perfect, thank you for confirming. We're just gonna hope that now on, it is always gonna be like this. And what I use to clean off my sticky mat grid is a mixture of soap and water. You know, that little bit of like a big dishwashing soap bottle. Do I have it? No, I don't have it. That little bit that remains at the bottom of like dish soap, I just fill up the rest with water, and that'll last me forever. Well, not forever, but it'll last me quite a while. And I feel like I'm not wasting so much. So anyway, that was an alcohol. Oh no, see, this is, yeah, it's just soap and water in this. That's all I use to clean it. And then every once in a while, I'll like properly take it to the sink and get off like all of the sequin pieces that are like properly stuck on here. And use, again, soap and water to get that off. But otherwise, like my sticky mat grid is, it's like pretty sticky. All right, what do we want to do now? So let's bring this back. This is the bronze on top of the mocha. I use the press plate, the fine wood grain press plate, to press that image onto here. Let me just clean this off now while I'm thinking about it. I only use That's right. You should always give yourself a little treat as well. So stencils need a little bit. I also will, but I can't have any during the school week because then you sleep bad. Hate that. That's so funny. Does the bronze ink need to be heat set? I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm getting a little bit of... Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of transfer. Come on, focus. I don't know if you can see the little bit of shine on here. Not going to worry about it, honestly. Like, for the most part, like, it seems to be pretty stuck on there. If I gave it, like, heat, it'll probably not transfer as much. But I'm getting a little bit on my fingers. Again, maybe over time it'll dry. But yeah, I think it's always a good rule of thumb to heat set your pigment inks with a heat tool. I just don't, because I find time does it for me. Oh yeah, Rosie, I used, it was this press plate. This is also new for September. Essential Textures Fine Wood Grain Press Plate. So I don't know if Altenew still sells the... There was a wood grain cardstock that they used to have, and it was my favorite. I used it all the time, like during the holidays. I felt like it was a really appropriate like textured background, and the texture of it was really nice. I just don't know if they do it anymore. I haven't looked at it in a while because I haven't I try not to use it so often because if they don't sell it anymore, then I have to save it forever. You know, that's how it works, right? Okay. Anyway, so here is that panel. And then I already took care of the sentiment that I'll be using. This is also another September item. Ooh, sorry, my eye got so dry. Contacts. This is the One Go Solid Sentiment Strips 3. I did look, there's a bundle, I think, that's sold out. The press plate itself coordinates with this press plate, or sorry, die cutting plate. Goodness. So this image, so I have other sentiments tucked in here because you can do so many at the same time. This press plate is a single surface, right? So you run this through your normal sandwich for the BetterPress system, and then you use this One Go Solid Sentiment Strips die to cut out all of the individual strips. So it's again, One Go system, and then you end up with so many different sentiment strips like here. So I did like a enchanted gold version, and then this is just obsidian pigment ink right here, this one on white cardstock. So if you love to foiled sentiments, so easy with one press plate. The Solid Sentiment Strips 3 are more like thank you elements. The Sentiment Strips 2 was the celebration one, and I don't have the first one, so maybe I might ask for that. But yeah, there's a bundle that has 1, 2, 3, and this. I do know that is out of stock right now. But I think you can still get this one. You would just have to cut out the sentiments by hand, which is not a terrible thing. At least they're all ready for you, but the die set is what, of course, is going to help you out. So I picked one already, and I lost it. Oh, it's right here. I used the Thanks a Million. So I'll set that over to the side for now. And again, these are all linked in the description box. Sorry, I saw a lot of comments pop up, so let me just bring them in real quick, or let me take a look. Oh, good to know. Thank you, Nicole. That's too bad. Just by the way, I really did like that cardstock. It was so fun. There was like a white version and the brown version, but yeah, it was so fun. Embossing folder, yeah, there is an embossing folder as well. I forget what it's called, but I know which one you're talking about. You can foil the press braids too. Yeah, and that's perfect. Foiling with this was just an alternative for those of you who don't have the foiling. The I have the Spellbinders one, of course, the Glimmer foil system. But yeah, you can definitely use these pigment inks. And these were all new for September. So there's bronze, platinum, and silver. And then there was one already existing, which is the one from AB Tangerine. It was called Rose Gold. What? Number 1, number 2, 3. I guess I'm not really sure, Mary, which one you're referring to. I might have missed it higher up. Let me know. Oh, and spicy yogurt. Yeah, see, I still have a whole ream of that because I don't want to... It's all gone. And I do remember seeing that one was gone too. Okay. Where are we at? 8:38. So hopefully 2 more minutes or 20 more minutes. Not 2 more minutes. Let's see. Kind of wanted like a center arrangement, sort of like this. So what I'm going to use is the thicker version of the Altenew foam tape, which I just love. This is 1/2 inch wide by 1/8 inch thick. And just gonna cut that, oh no, reasonable strip. Oops. I like that. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and just take the risk. I usually like to plan out the arrangement, but this time we're gonna see what happens. Oh, that's what you mean. I'm so sorry. Like the little icons that people are getting. Yeah, it just sort of happened. I think it was a setting that I could turn on and off on YouTube, but I left it on. It's good to see who returns there for my own sake. But yeah, that's what those are, I think, right? I guess that feels good, like that. And then, like I mentioned, I was just gonna cut off the stem pieces to this and put these however I wanted, I guess, on the card front. That's all right, Nicole. I really didn't announce this because yeah, I really didn't want what happened last time. I was feeling so confident with my live, and then watching it on my laptop here, and I just saw the wheel keep turning. I was like, what's going on? I thought it was my internet, but it turns out it was everybody. Embarrassing. So embarrassed. I thought about, like, literally, so I went live that Wednesday, Thursday, all day at work. I was like, I hope nobody asks me how my YouTube live went, because I don't want to be honest, right? And I don't want them to watch it. But yeah, I'm just glad you all stuck around for that one, because yeah, it was just like not good on my part. I really wish it would have just finished, right? If it cut off the like dialogue at the end, that the greetings or the goodbyes at the end, that would have been fine, like the last 5 minutes. But I lost the last 30 minutes. Did I miss Jaycee talking about the new inks from Altenew? Yeah, there were some new ones, right? I really hope I'm not lying, Nicole. Let me just go to the website real quick. I'm pretty sure they're out. I almost And it has happened before too, where I have, oh no, they are out. Yeah, it's bronze, platinum, and silver are the three new metallic inks. And I just used bronze on this one. So that's where that shine is coming from. And my camera hates that. I'm so sorry. Where do I want to put this one? That feels good. Yeah, and honestly, I do appreciate the interaction because it's. Sometimes I really think people are supposed to respond. Like when I do the lives for the taught sessions through Altenew, like it's interactive, right? I mean, it's me and Bridget, my dynamic duo teammate, and sometimes it's Aram, but there is some talking there, but otherwise I'm just having to read your comments, and if there are no comments, then it's so lonely. I'm just talking to the air. Does the ink apply and dry the same? I've never used an ink with a shine before. So the pigment inks are slightly different. They're not like the traditional dye inks. So there is some dry time. I think, Zainab, I think it was you who asked, do I need to heat set it? And that's what she was talking, or that's what they were talking about, was like using a heat tool to set this ink because it dries differently than a fresh dye ink. Fresh dye ink, once you stamp it, you can run your hand across it and it's dry, whereas pigment inks take a little bit of time to dry. So they're great for, think about like an embossing ink, right? You have to heat set them to dry. Same principle. And it's not just the round ink pads like I showed here. Here's platinum. It's also the full pads as well, or these pads. So there was enchanted gold and antique gold that came out in these pads. Same principle. Good question though. Where do I want to put this sleeve? I don't know. I don't want to cover up the red that I added, but I kind of like the sort of movement that's happening. Or maybe down here. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, let's do that. I like planned this live up to a point. So this is the point where I stopped planning the live. Oh no, it's okay. No, oh no, yeah, you're fine, Catherine. And that's a good question. I think that's a really common question for like a lot of beginners. I don't know if you're just starting, but yeah. And not all pigment inks are the same, like you might encounter a different kind of from a different brand and it might dry differently. But Altenew inks, I find that I just let it go, let time do its thing, and it will dry without any heat. Because also I'm like really hot in here, so I don't want to introduce any more heat. I think I just like the 4 leaves. I know I ink blended this 5th one. I'll just save it. Okay, anyway, before I apply my sentiment, where are we at? 8:47. Just a few more moments and we're good. We gotta add splatter. Now, I knew I wanted to add white splatter to this, but before I do that, I do want to add a little bit of something else to the pears. I kind of wanted that freckly look on the pears as well. I just forgot to do this step earlier, but it's all right. We'll just do it right now. Taking an acrylic block. This is sugar kelp, right? Sugar kelp. It's that darkest yellow-green ink that that I used from Mediterranean Glow. And I'm using just a little bit of water and a water brush. And I really want this concentrated ink to like add really bold freckles to the pears. Just like that. And whatever ends up not on the pears is fine, because you won't really tell at the end. Okay. And then on top of that, I'll use pure white ink spray. Am I adding the flowers too? Oh my gosh, Amanda, you were so right. I almost forgot. Yes, they're right here. Oh, and that's perfect. See? Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot. I would have looked over to the side, said all my goodbyes to you all, and thanked you all for joining my life today. And then I would have seen the flowers and hated myself. Oh, do I like that? Hold on. There they are. Let's do that. This is totally not realistic at all, but I love it. As far as the arrangement goes. Love. Okay. Pure white ink spray. Back to that. I've got another water brush that I dedicated just to white splatter. Oh no, just do a bunch of this. Just for that dreamy glow. Let me move this flower down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Then I can just foam mount to that. I'll use the thinner 1/4 inch foam tape. Just on the back. Can't forget the pear blossoms. That's right. And I saw your comment before I went live. I was like, oh, that's so funny that you would join Miss Pear Blossom Press, Amanda. Okay, trying to get this as. Do we like it up here? No, I like it down here. And I think that little bit of red from behind the pear just like helps draw your eyes into the sentiment area for a little understated card. It needs the sequins. I wasn't gonna put it, but it needs the sequins. Let's see. Do we like champagne or sparkling gold? I feel like sparkling gold matches the bronze. Sparkling gold. Boop. Then I'm using the Crafty picker, perfect picker, Crafty picker, what am I saying? To pick up the sequins. And I have mine organized in like the cheapest bead organizer that Michael's had. Um, but otherwise, it's just a pill container. So um, there are 6 sizes for the Altenew sequins. I just put one in each cavity and the last one's empty. And that's just how it works. I think that's it. Yeah, I tell you what, like the Altenew Fine watercolor brush, perfect. Like I get perfect splatter from it. I don't know, like I've tried the brush and that tapping method everywhere. Camera, me, my computer screen in front of me, everywhere. But the water brush, it just seems to work the best for me. So yeah, that is my final card using the Creative Cuts Fresh Pears layering die set. This is the fine wood grain BetterPress plate. Oh, and let me just pick this up so that you all can see the shine from the background and the dimension from the leaves and the flowers that a man graciously reminded me of. Oh, I would have been so sad. I would have been like, thank you for joining me today. And then the flowers would be just right to the left here. But yeah, anyway, see, this is why I love going live and seeing all your comments. I really do try my best to keep track on the side here. So I apologize if I missed anything. I'll have all my links towards the end here, but if you keep water in the brush. Oh, I don't keep water in the brush. Let me just show you them real quick since you're asking and we're live. It might look like I have water in these brushes, but they're dry. So I use this one for like metallic, the 14 watercolor pan set. And then I use this one for jet black. And maybe there's some residue from like, you know, the back pour, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where this water came from. I kind of just let it happen. Same with the pure white ink spray. There's no water in here. I used to keep water in there, but I felt like it did nothing for a splatter, at least. So this has worked the best for me. Good question. And yeah, I remember these are still on the Altenew website. But yeah, again, here's this. There's ink on my fingers. So successful card, right? And the other, and add the other fruits and create a whole wall. Yeah, there's apricots. Nicole, remind me, I don't remember the other fruit type images that we have. Do you wash them after splattering? Absolutely not. So what you just saw was how dirty they get, and I don't think I have ever cleaned them. Because it just seems to work that way for me. And I only use the ink sprays for splatter, so they have lasted me since I purchased them myself. That was back in 2019. And I bought a vortexer. That's, I don't know if you heard like the vibration off to the side, but that's what I use to mix the ink, and it just works for me. It's perfect. Sorry, my necklace is like, there we go. Yeah, thank you for joining me. If there are no other questions, then yeah, I'll end the stream. If you do have anything, my link over here. Sorry, oh my god, one day I'll learn how to point this correctly. I'm on Instagram, jc.gaspar. Please shoot me a DM. I try my best to answer all of them. When you add your panel to your base, do you use glue or tape? Oh, I use the same glue. It is, I have Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, and I poured it into a needle tip bottle. But that's what I use. I use a glue. I seldomly use tape. I really use it just for the BetterPress system, like when I'm putting the cardstock on top. But yeah, if I do plan on going live next Wednesday, again 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, I'll be sure to announce it a few days before on Instagram. Otherwise, you should see a thumbnail populate on my page if you haven't subscribed. And then, of course, hit the bell icon so that you know when I actually go live. So thank you, all of you who've joined me for this impromptu live today. I really appreciate it. And it seems like the quality of the video is better this time. So I'm not touching it. It's going to be like this, and we're not going to change anything, and it's going to be okay. And yeah, okay. Anyway, 8:58. Great. I'll give you back 2 more minutes of your evening if you're joining me later. Rosie, I know you're over on the Pacific side, so thank you. All of you who are enjoying part of your day at midday, thank you for spending part of your midday with me. So, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you.